Welcome to the Plead the Fifth podcast, recorded in the Bullhucker studio.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Moose Lundstrom. On this episode, we have a brother and sister combo with us this week. It's Brandan and Reiley Leake. They're going to come on and tell us, answer questions about $1 Million Donuts and fighting Abraham Lincoln and everything in between. If you like what you see on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen on YouTube, there's a little red dot. That's our subscribe button. Why don't you go ahead and click that? It's a small click for you and a huge click for us. If you're listening to this on any podcast, whatever platform you're on, follow us, share with a friend, all right? Now time for the podcast. Enjoy. Thank you for coming down, by the way.
Of course.
Open up the old emporium down here to start answering some questions, the late children. Are you guys ready to answer some questions?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. So who said forward? You
I did, yeah.
So you want to go first or second?
Second.
Coward. All right. Brandon, you ready, brother?
Yeah.
All right. Brandon, what person has made the biggest impact in your life? President and company excluded. You can't say your sister.
I would say my mom and dad,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom and dad have always just agreed with whatever decision I've done, so.
Really? Kind of supported everything, huh?
I mean, that's mom and dad's job, but I mean, yeah, no matter what I do, my dad and mom are always willing to help me pay for it, or
Yeah.
I think that also is the perks of the youngest child, so.
Oh, that's right. You're younger. Oh, I forgot.
I just look older.
Does that make you angry a little bit?
Well, I'm the middle child, so I just get ignored.
The dreaded middle child. That's the worst, man.
Yeah.
Riley, what person has made the biggest impact in your life?
I'd have to say my grandma.
Really?
Yeah.
Which grandmother?
My grandma Pat.
And that's who's that?
She's my mom's adoptive mom.
She's the Herbst family.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Because is that Betty's sister?
No.
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 Betty Herbst? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Our grandma is back east. So
Originally
she's
from
not-
Pennsylvania, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
She's not from around here. She moved here.
She moved here when she was 21.
Moved
And-
to Boulder.
Met my grandpa like a couple months after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why was she the biggest influence?
I don't know. She's just taught me like everything, you know. She's helped guide me through so many different things. She was always there when I was younger, and
Right.
yeah, even to this day, she's somebody that I can lean on and talk to, and yeah.
She's still here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. How old's Grandma Pat?
82.
82 years young.
She's gonna be 83 this year.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's longer than I plan on making it. Shit. All right, good start so far. You ready for one?
Yeah.
All right, let's start off here. Riley, what's a deal breaker on a first date?
Okay, this one's like hard for me because
Really?
like, yeah, I don't know. I'm in a relationship, so I just think everybody's like
Peachy Keen?
gross, you know?
Oh,
like,
everybody else is gross.
No, like I just don't.
Okay, all right.
But like, I don't know, maybe like the behavior of
Yeah.
somebody, like, you know, the way they act, I guess.
Like a pompous ass.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So the guy now is he pulled it off on the first date pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. How long ago was that?
April of 2023.
Oh, it's been a while. Okay,
Yeah.
good for you, man. What's his name?
Travis.
What's up, Travis? All right. Brandon, same question, my friend. What is a deal breaker on a first date?
So I've only been in relationships. I'm actively, obviously, in a relationship as well, but I would say bad breath.
Yes.
I like people who have good breath, but
Yeah.
along with Reiley, I would say being immature would
Yeah.
definitely be.
A deal breaker.
A lot of people, I would say our age, because we're similar in ages, but a lot of people in our ages just want to party, and nowadays women aren't the modest, so you got to find the good ones, and once you got a good one, just keep it. So.
Is that not attractive? Someone who's always trashed or what? No.
Not to me. Not to
Did
me.
Grandma Pat think that was a bad idea for someone like that to be around? Is that what's going on there? Yeah, it gets old, I'd imagine. When I was your age, obviously we were always trash. I worked in a nightclub, so drunk like all the time, right? It's not something to brag about, but I'm bragging a little. But yeah, I guess I can see that because it gets to be like a liability after a while, right? Like it gets to be just like, please don't be hammered today, you know?
Yeah.
So that's
Also,
a
I'm
good
not
answer.
the biggest partier, so
No?
I like to party with like family and friends, like dear friends. But once you start partying like at clubs, you start getting a little sloppy and not knowing what you're doing is.
That's why you need a good wingman, dude. You need a damn good wingman, right?
I'll have to find a damn good wingman.
Riley, you got a wing woman?
No.
No one to watch your back when you go out?
I don't go out.
Oh, boring. All right. Boring. Well, if you go out, Brandon, find a wingman, okay?
I know. I'm turning 21 this year. So.
You know what? Make sure he's uglier than me, too. That's the... I've been plenty of wingmen plenty of times, so you got to be a homeless dude, you know? All right, fair enough. All right, next question, Brandon. You ready?
Yeah.
If you won the lottery, what is the most completely unnecessary thing you would buy?
This one's easy. I'd buy a house in Hawaii.
Why Hawaii?
Oh, I love Hawaii.
You been there?
Hawaii's amazing.
I've never been there. You've been there.
Oh my, yeah, we went to see my sister when
Our oldest
when they were
sister.
stationed there. Yeah.
Which sister's that?
Karen.
Karen.
Yeah.
The mysterious Karen.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, Hawaii is
Beautiful.
Hawaii is
Magical.
the most
Yeah.
tropical,
Amazing.
best place I've ever been.
What
And
part of Hawaii?
Kauai.
Honolulu.
Cool.
I want to go to Honolulu.
Oh,
Where were you?
Kauai.
You went to Kauai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, but it's stupid expensive. But unless
It
you know
is.
somebody there, I guess it's probably a little cheaper.
The flights were expensive, but we didn't have to like get hotels or anything
Yeah,
because
Right.
we were
stay.
Right.
we were on base with them. So
But if you go, they have all those inclusion resorts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that'd be it. It looks amazing. I had a boss, Mike Whaler, who went. He brought back pictures, and it was, I don't know, I can't remember what island he was on, but it was like this crater in the ocean, and whatever was in this crater, there was a certain kind of fish that only existed in this crater in the world.
that's cool.
Yeah, and they had like a glass top boat, and it was like a little rainbow of. It was nuts, dude.
That's
It looked-
awesome.
Yeah, it looked so cool.
We also were lucky enough to go during the 4th of July.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the 4th of July on base in Hawaii is probably the coolest.
Really?
I don't think I have a better memory of Hawaii than the 4th of July. They set off cannons.
They start blowing shit up. Like,
Yeah.
But they set off cannons and they
Tons
had,
of fireworks.
who was it? Was it Kane Brown? Was it Kane Brown that was the performing artist
I don't
there?
remember.
It was someone super famous country singer.
Right.
They had a whole carnival down there, and
how old were you guys when you went to Hawaii?
I was turning 15 that year.
Okay.
So I was, yeah.
I was 12 then,
All right.
turning 13.
So you'd buy a house in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of necessary to have a house, though. You don't have a lottery plan that's just crazy stupid, like that shows you're some kind of eccentric person now.
I don't know. I think the Hawaii house would just be enough. Because once you have the house, all you need to worry about is flying there.
That's true.
So,
But why to fly away? I mean, why don't I just stay there,
All
right?
right.
I think
If it's paradise.
if I can convince Maribel to get a house after we're done with school in Hawaii, then that's where we'll be.
Oh, God.
What are you
And Reilly would love it because she would be there all the time.
hanging out with his ass in Hawaii? Yes. I don't know. What are you going to school for?
Nursing.
All right, so yeah, you can make some money in Hawaii then.
It's kind of always fluctuated, like being doctor,
Yeah.
nursing,
Yeah.
but right now I just want to be done with school.
Yeah.
School, the prices of school are fucking crazy.
It's only going to
So,
get worse, man. It's
I mean, I told you what I paid for that one semester in Boulder.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I pay that for the car I currently drive. So that's a semester, you know.
yeah.
It's Boulder, though, you know. It's,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of Boulder. I had a friend out of high school that went to Boulder, and we're from Brush, Colorado. So don't walk in front of the car, right? I mean, it's just a hippie place. I didn't care
Yeah.
for it at all. So, all right, Reilly, same question. If you won the lottery, what's the most completely unnecessary thing you would buy?
Donuts.
Oh, what the fuck?
How many fucking donuts are we talking about, Reilly?
Okay, so I love donuts.
Okay.
I love donuts, like, so much.
Okay.
And I just would love to go all over the place and get
I gotcha.
all these different donuts. Like, when I find a good donut, I want it all the time. So,
Okay, when you first said donuts, I'm like, that's a weird answer. But now that you've explained it, I really like that answer because you're like some kind of donut snob.
yeah.
So you
like,
don't like travel and get donuts?
well, like, I mean, even just here in Colorado, there's so many places that you could get donuts from. And there's like the donut place that used to be next door,
Yeah.
Don. Oh my God, he made the best donuts ever.
Yeah.
Remember that?
And then I discovered
Oh, yeah.
Krispy Kreme. And then I discovered Wenchels. And then I, like, all these different places.
You ever tried Voodoo Donut?
Yeah,
yeah.
they're lower on my list.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't tried them, man. I hear
Really?
all the hype.
Oh,
Yeah.
we just got Voodoo Donuts in Boulder, and it was
Isn't it like they have bacon on them and shit?
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah,
One
you
of
can
them
have
does.
one.
I never
Maple
had that.
bacon. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
You wouldn't. The sweet and savory. It
Right.
goes really well together.
What would you be driving across, or would you fly?
Probably driving. I
Yeah?
love road trips.
Yeah.
You know, like good company, obviously,
Right.
on the road trip. But like,
Her one friend,
love it.
Travis.
I love a good road trip. See all the sights and
Yeah.
like, you know,
And just waltz into
eat
town and be like,
donuts.
where can mama get a good donut around here? But you better hope they don't think that's like some kind of weird thing. Like, what do you mean by donut? You know, we got a guy here, but you know, that's okay. That's a pretty good answer. I'll give you that. At first, I was like, okay,
I
that's,
definitely think that's a first answer for this podcast. I don't know
yeah,
if anyone
donuts.
said donuts.
Yeah. You know what? I like that because you do something, spend the rest of your life doing something you enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, my answer was buy a Lamborghini so I can pick up my unemployment check when I get fired. That's But my honest answer is I would buy like a motorhome and like a small
Like an RV.
yeah, and I would literally just drive this country, go into town and be like, "Where's the best place to eat in this town?"
Yeah.
If you come to Brush, it's the Brush Emporium, 210 Clayton Street, by the way.
Yeah.
Bing bong. But
Bing bong.
yeah, if I get the plug in there, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that would be the coolest thing in life, to go
Yeah.
see everything. Like stick to the in the summer, stick to the north, and in the winter, stick to the south, and just go see it all, man. You
Where
know,
would you start?
probably here in Brush, Colorado, and then I just get on 71 and go.
Brush Emporium, 210 Clayton Street.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'd start.
Bing
you know.
bong.
Bing bong. So, is that gonna be a thing now on this podcast?
I guess.
Yeah, the bing bong. So, wild. Pretty good answer. All right, you redeemed yourself. All right, you ready, brother?
Oh, yeah.
Next question. What's your favorite childhood memory? Now, for you, this is like 4 years ago, so I know this is kind of a weird question.
Since it's like right around Christmas time, I would say just Christmas time as like a kid.
Yeah.
Just being with family, like when all the siblings were around. Obviously now we're all old enough, like
Yeah.
we have our own things and
Yeah.
we're not all together, but Christmas as a kid, I think, tops my list. Unless I really thought about it and thought something else, but
Yeah.
Christmas.
That you're not the first person to have that answer on here, though. So I was a big Christmas kid too. I liked it, but I don't have a lot of family around here now, so it's not as cool.
Yeah.
Like back in Pueblo, that's the Mexican house. So there's 4.3 million of us. You know what I mean? Like cousins all over the place. But is there a big family here? Was there back in the day?
I mean, I'm just talking about like my dad, my mom, Reiley, Haley, me, my grandma.
Yeah.
Just
That's a pretty big family.
just us and
Yeah.
open presents at 7 a.m. or 6
Yeah.
a.m., whatever time it was. And
What's the coolest Christmas present you ever got as a kid? That's a sideball.
me and Reiley would get like presents together sometimes too. So I'm gonna. What do you remember? There was an air hockey table one year. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Or the popcorn machine.
popcorn machine.
Yeah.
And air hockey to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Did your sister put a beating on you? Is that what happened, Brandon?
Dude, there were some stories, but yeah, Reiley got mean when she was a young kid. But nah, I don't.
It's that donut withdrawal, bud. Make her crazy, you know what I mean? She'll stab a son of a bitch over a donut, you know?
Yeah.
That's funny. Riley, same question. What is your favorite childhood memory?
Summertime.
Yeah.
As a kid, I mean, you're not in school
Right.
or anything, so and like you've got the whole day the whole summer to do whatever you want and
Right.
everything. Your parents go to work, so me and Brandan usually had like the house to ourselves. Usually had to do chores.
Sure.
But once we finished those, we'd go ride our bikes or
Electric
hoverboards or scooters or
Right.
something like that. Go to 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
He'd bring his speaker. We'd just listen to music and like go all over town.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Can you fathom that kind of life anymore where you wake up and there's just really no plan for today? Wouldn't that be nuts?
I mean, I like those days.
But I mean, to be like a whole summer of it, Riley. Just
Oh, yeah.
wake up and be like, "Ugh, today I'm going to ride my bike and probably get drunk." You know what I mean? That'd be all right with me. I mean, not as a child, but you see what I'm saying. But that was crazy. I agree with that too. That's a great answer. I love summer as a kid in Brush, Colorado, right? We would ride our bikes all the way to the pool. You can't even do that nowadays.
No.
I mean,
Going to the pool. That was
it's a scary world, though. I mean, would you trust your kids if you had kids?
Well, yeah. And
here,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I would,
Here
but
in Rush?
not in Boulder.
Yeah.
Nah.
Afraid the hippies get them or what?
I think Brush is like when everybody knows everybody, because that was like kind of the time when we grew up. I'm guessing you probably had the same. Like everybody kind of knew each other.
Yeah.
I would trust my kid if I knew everybody and I knew where they were going. Hey, there's a house that you know right there on the way.
Yeah.
If you have a problem, go there.
Yeah, that's true.
Nowadays, it's a little sketchier. So, but I think Brush can still get.
It's a good town.
Yeah, it's still a really good town to be able to trust your neighbor sometimes. Sure. Yeah.
And now they can, like on the phones, you can track them now. I mean, back when I was a kid, they used to call moms, and you know what I mean? They were expert trackers, all of them. They found your ass. They did it somehow, some way they found your ass, you know, so that's pretty good memory. All right.
They were pretty good because I don't remember having a phone being able to be tracked. So,
well, I'm so old the phones didn't exist. So, you know, your ass was picking up a have you seen Larry? Shit. It was work, man. You prayed she got me on the first call. So, all right. Who answered that? That was Brandan. All right. Next one. Reiley, what advice were you given as a child that you regret not using?
Can I say to not grow up?
Well, yeah. That's, who gave you that advice?
Everybody.
Really?
Literally everybody that you talk to. It's like, oh, I can't wait to grow up. You know, I can't wait to be out on my own. And then it's like you actually do grow up.
Yeah.
And it's like, ugh, you know, you have to go to work.
Right.
And you have to find your own food, and you have to do your own shopping. You have to do like all this stuff, and it's just like.
So not to grow up too fast is what you're saying.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. That's good advice. I mean, it's something you can't really follow, but I mean, it's.
I know.
Well, no, you could have. No, that's not true. You could have back then. You could have played more, you know, been a kid longer.
Yeah.
But everybody's so excited to grow up, or, you know what I mean, do adult things. And yeah, like I just said, I'd kill anything to have a nap during work. You know what I mean? That would be the shit right there, you know? So it'd be okay in my book, you know? Maybe have a few drinks. I keep saying it. So, all right. Brandan, what advice were you given as a child that you regret not using?
I would say save as much money as you possibly can.
That's a big one.
Because nowadays, with the prices of everything, I wish I had. I mean, you got to work nowadays to get anything, but just having money.
But you're young. You can start that now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the goal, but.
Start a retirement. Well, when you start working, you're not going to school, but start a retirement. Start pitching that shit away now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I worked at Budweiser there for a while, and I didn't have a 401k because I thought it was a bullshit thing. And then I thought, well, okay, fine, I'll save some money, I guess, because they forced me to. But I'm glad I did. I wish I'd done it earlier. So, yeah, totally I got you guys there. So, all right, next one, Reiley. Would you rather have a 1-minute conversation with your future self or your past self?
Future self.
Really?
Yep.
How far in the future?
I don't know, honestly. I mean,
as a rule of thumb, if anybody asked, I'd say half your age either way. So, for example, I'll be 50 in July. We'll use that. So I'd either pick 25 or 75. See what I'm saying? How old are you now?
22.
22, so 11 years. 33 or 11?
Probably 33.
Really?
Yeah.
What would you be looking for?
Just, where we are.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you afraid that you would learn too much about yourself, though?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
I mean, there's 5 minutes, right? 5-minute conversation?
1 minute.
A 1-minute conversation. You can't talk about a lot in 1 minute.
You could find out a lot of crazy shit in 1 minute, Like,
I feel like, hey, like, are we doing good? Like, that. But no, the 11 years into 1 minute, like, no.
What if you didn't like what you found, though? Like, what if you didn't like what you found out, you came back, and then you're all depressed?
Well, I mean, that's...
Do you try and change it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're in, like, if I'm in a bad spot in, like, 11 years, it's like, how did I get here? What can I do to fix it?
Yeah.
So you come back, and you're like, okay, you need to actually, like, focus on where you went wrong.
Right.
And, like, continue, like, try and make it better.
Yeah.
Continue to work and, like...
Here's the one that came up earlier. And Adam brought this up. What happens if you go 11 years in the future, Reiley, and you're not there?
Well, that just scare me so bad.
Right. See what I'm saying? That's tough. This question, either way you answer, is tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you went back in the past, you could equally mess yourself up. You know what I mean? So, because my answer was I'd go back to, that time, my very younger self, and I would tell myself very vaguely just to, don't just make time for people, because you're going to outlive a lot of people in your life. So make time for them, because when they're gone, it's going to be tough. So that's all I would say. I wouldn't tell them who dies or what happens or what, but it's a crazy question Adam brought when he brought that. I was like, that's a great question because it makes you think,
Yeah.
What if it's great and you come back and you're like, oh, it's great, and you make the wrong decision, your life changes just like that?
I know. I mean, do you make the chance? Yeah, you can. It might be better, it might be worse, but you'll never know, I guess.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you never know. How about you, Brandan?
I would go in the past for the exact same reason you just said. Just tell myself to slow down and kind of cherish who I have around me and what I had around me. Kind of make better decisions with everything.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're young, I'm still young enough to say this, but
you're pretty young, brother.
When you're young, you think you know all of it, and I still think I know everything, but I wish I would have just told myself stop and just listen more and just kind of try and understand where everyone was trying to tell me, hey, stop doing that.
So I guess I'd have to ask you, what if 33-year-old Reiley, you're sitting there at 33 and 22, you right now show up. Do you say anything to him? Do you warn them?
I don't know.
That's a crazy question. It's so not. Adam had a great answer. He would tell his past self, like, there's a bunch of shit going to come your way, but you live through it. You make it. It's tough and it sucks, but you're going to be okay. You know what I mean? So I think that's a great answer, too.
Yeah.
Because you, like, hey, it's like I got all my limbs and stuff. It's not that bad,
Still alive.
Yeah, there's a girl named so-and-so. Stay away from her ass. So, it's crazy to think.
Yeah.
Or you go in the future and there's a bunch of donuts around. You're like, fucking anyway.
I'm never leaving.
Yeah. See the lottery numbers now, old Reiley. So, all right. Oh, shit. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, next one. Reiley, if you had to fist fight any beloved figure in history, who would it be?
Okay, I had a hard time with this one, but I think I would fist fight Abraham Lincoln.
No. No way. That's what I put.
No, you didn't.
And we didn't talk about it at all.
Oh, you two hate freedom. That's what
Okay, no. It's
Hold on. Which camera shows it? Abraham Lincoln right there.
Why would you fight Abraham?
Okay, listen. So Abraham Lincoln is my favorite president. I love him.
Okay.
But I just think it would be fun to fight him.
Look, I can tell you something about boxing you might not know, Reiley. He was long and lanky, so he's got a
Yeah.
race. He's got, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to get in close, girl, to get some damage done, but that's a great answer.
Duck and weave.
The last podcast, the answers were Kenny Rogers, because Josh Finley hates him, and Roddy Piper. Those were the two that I was like, well, okay, well, they're both beloved and they're both in history. So you're also Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Why would you fight Abraham Lincoln?
So I could be on money. What if I won and I was able to get on money?
That was the bet. If you win, you get to be on the...
Yeah, I would be like, I challenge you to like a duel or whatever.
Oh,
you do.
you want to be on paper money?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only reason.
It's just my face on the dollar.
I think you'd be like a post office pictures is what I think you'd do if you fight like the 16th president of the United States. But
damn. No, I just want to be on money. Oh, man.
What if there was a different Abraham Lincoln, and the Abraham Lincoln that's on the money went back in time and kicked that Abraham Lincoln's ass, and now the one that's on the money now was a time traveler with that exact intention?
Now we're thinking too deep.
This is why time travel's not a thing.
That's exactly, or is it? You never know.
It's not.
What if it is?
What if it is?
It's not.
You pray it's not. You pray it's not, because now you're worried about going home and meeting 33-year-old Reiley. But you're thinking, who are you? All right. That's good thinking, Abraham Lincoln.
Damn.
Shame on both of you. All right. Brandan. I got that one. If you could time travel to see any musical artist in their prime in concert, who would it be?
I have a two.
Okay.
It'd be Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra.
Really?
Yeah.
You kind of an old soul.
Oh, I love them.
Really?
I love them.
This kid will blast music in his car from I don't know, 60s, 70s.
Really?
And he'll just sing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there somebody in your life that got you onto that?
Probably my grandma.
Grandma Pat?
Yeah, Grandma Pat.
Oh, yeah?
That, and then I'm not obsessed, but I really like the New York Mafia era.
Okay.
If I reincarnated in some different life,
Right.
I want to be a mobster.
Really?
Yeah.
Beyond money. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Print my own at that point. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, they're just so good.
And they're a class act from just a different breed of human being.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my grandma told me a story. We were on a road trip somewhere, and she told me as a kid, like, you know how we had posters, or like Bronco poster on your wall. She had pictures of like Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra on her wall.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's probably right.
So
She's 82, you said? So yeah, that'd be about right. Yeah.
So she grew up listening to it, and she listens to a lot of like classical jazz.
So you go back to Vegas back in the day to go see the Rat Pack, right?
That would be sick.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, that would be sick. I don't know who has that Rat Pack poster upstairs on the wall. Whoever it is, I want it though.
I believe it's from the Sands Theater, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like I don't know who owns it though. Like if
I
it's
see.
My dad or Dan or Tom or Dana
Well, ask. They might be. I don't know. But that's because that's where the Sands Theater comes from. Is the Sands in Vegas? That's where. Yeah, it takes after that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Reiley, if you could time travel to see any musical artist in their prime in concert, who would it be?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, that's a great answer. Good for you, old souls, both of you.
Michael Jackson. I listen to Michael Jackson in the gym. Like,
Do you?
Yeah, I've got so many songs on my playlist.
What's
from
your
him.
favorite Michael Jackson song?
I don't even know.
I'll tell you, what a garbage human being, but what an amazing musical artist. One of the best, the greatest, man. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he also had a rough life.
He did.
I mean,
But he got some good music.
oh, fantastic. Is it the Beat It soundtrack or the like with Billie Jean? And, God, there's so many good ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great answer, Reiley. I'm actually a little shocked. You guys are. I thought you were gonna say some weird shit like Post Malone or something. No, Michael Jackson would be badass to see in concert. Like when the moonwalk, when he did that, it was like on Saturday Night Live, or I can't remember where he was at when he did the moonwalk for the first time. Everybody was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" You know?
Oh, this guy's cool.
yeah, this is different. So that's a great answer, Reiley. I'm impressed.
What would my favorite song be?
Let's see. I gotta.
From who? Sinatra or from Michael Jackson?
Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra. I'll tell you that.
Dean Martin. I don't know a lot of Dean Martin, but Sinatra was phenomenal.
You know the Nat King Cole?
Mm-hmm.
That song, those are really good too.
My grandmother got me into Nat King Cole. I was like very young. They listened to all that big band music, you know. So all that stuff I love because it reminds me of her.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
Nat King Cole, all the Rat Pack, all that jazz shit. She loved it. Are you looking up your favorite Michael Jackson?
One that I love listening to in the gym is "You Rock My World."
Okay, I don't know if I know that one or not.
I'll play it for you.
You can only play a few seconds, so it'll get cut.
Mine would be "Fly Me to the Moon."
Oh,
yeah.
Let me ride above the stars. Yeah.
Do you know Michael Bublé?
Of course.
Yeah, I like him too.
Oh, you like some old classic shit then? Smooth listening. All right, that's cool.
I don't know if it'll play with the Wi-Fi down here.
Okay. What's it called again?
"You Rock My World."
I bet if I heard it. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next question. You can find. We'll look for it later.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's
Skip it a little bit.
That's Chris. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff came out when I was in high school. That's when Black and White came out and Jam and yeah. What's the one with all the Egyptian clothes? Do you remember the time? No, it's great. You should check it out.
Oh, Bob Marley would be a good one too.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah. One Love.
I have not seen it. Have you?
Oh,
I have not.
dude, you gotta watch it. It's a little. For anybody who hasn't like watched anything like Jamaican, you might want to have the subtitles on, but like
Because of the accent.
yeah, it's really really thick, and they
Yeah.
did whoever made that movie was really authentic, but like if you can understand what they're what they're trying to say,
Right.
it's a really really good movie.
I totally. Someone was on the podcast talking about it. He was an amazing human being too, right? I mean, he was like this humanitarian kind of type, right? Yeah. I'll have to check it out. It's on one of the streaming services I have. Like,
Oh, probably.
I think it's on Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. That's where. Yeah.
Prime Network, Prime, Amazon Prime, whatever it's on.
It's one of those things I always look at and be like, you need to watch that, Larry. But then you're always busy doing 30 things, right? So it's tough. But I've heard nothing but good things about that for sure. So, all right. Who answered the last one first here? You did.
I
Brandan
think I just
did, yeah.
answered that last one.
All right, Miss Reilly. Who's the first person you call if you need to dispose of a body?
Probably Brandan or my sister,
Oh, yeah. Which one?
Haley.
All right, not the mysterious Karen we don't know. So
One, Brandan is, well, obviously he's a lot stronger than me, so he'd be able to, carry it or
dig the hole,
whatever or
yeah.
something.
Labor.
He also wouldn't, he would ask questions, but he would understand if I didn't answer them.
yeah.
Haley has experience in
Stop there.
Law enforcement.
law enforcement, yeah.
She's cut people up before. She has this huge vat of acid. We thought it was for clean dishes or something. Turns out Haley's killing people. It's crazy shit.
No, but
That's a lot of people are like, I wouldn't call anybody. I'm like, you gotta call somebody. You want to dig that and bury that son of a bitch somewhere.
Right.
Could you imagine if one of your friends came to you and had that? What would you do? If one of your friends came to you and said, hey, I messed up. Now I got this dead body in my trunk. What do you do? This is a good friend of yours, like a lifelong friend.
I have no idea.
That's crazy.
I'd
be
probably
mad at
be
first.
way shocked to react anyway.
Right. It's tough. It's not a very good friend if they bring you into it, but
It's like, how do you do that? As a human being, how do you actually in the right mindset, I guess, how do you do that?
I'm not saying it's impossible. You know what I mean? Like, there's sometimes accidents happen and stuff. I don't know. It's, yeah.
I'd be mad at first, I think. Because, like, with nowadays, because I've thought this through. Everybody's thought it through. Like, what if I killed somebody?
Right.
I thought it through before. Like, nowadays, with the amount of cameras and, like,
Yep.
everywhere, I'd be really mad. Like, why'd you come here first? Like, why didn't you
Right.
do something else?
Yeah.
Call me, text me, say, hey, come over for a little bit or something like that. But, like,
Because you get the money to bail him out. You were on the $5 bill, Brandon.
hey, gratuity.
Okay. Brandon, same question. Who's the first person you call if you need to dispose of a body?
I was going straight Haley.
Really?
Just straight Haley. Riley's a curious person by nature.
Yeah.
She would ask far too many questions. And I just her asking questions, I'd just probably slip up and say, yeah, this is this is why.
Yeah, this happened.
But Haley is just, she has so much, like, she was on the sheriff's department for so long.
Yeah.
I think she just kind of understands what might work and what really won't work.
Right.
That, or I'd call somebody with a lot of land, just a lot of it,
Yeah.
and is just don't give shit.
Just buried in the middle of there.
Yeah. But
It's a weird question to ask. I don't know why it's on this podcast, but it seemed funny when I wrote it down. So, all right. Great answers, though. Reilly, what is the first job you hated?
God, I feel
Don't say Brush Emporium.
I feel bad saying this because I don't know if any of them watch this podcast or not. But the bank.
All right.
I worked at the bank for a year.
just don't say what bank and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
And I don't know, it was nice to learn different things and stuff. I did learn a lot, which was nice, and I loved the people.
Mm-hmm.
But I hated being inside for 8 hours a day,
Yeah.
looking outside, because my teller stand was right next to the window, so I just saw outside. And obviously, like, I love summer, so in the
Right.
summer I was just like, God, I wish I was out there. Like,
Right.
I wish I could quit this job right now and just go outside
Right.
and enjoy the sunshine.
What'd you do for him?
I was just a bank teller.
Okay. How old were you?
21.
21.
Okay. All right. Mom worked at Savings and Loan for 41 years. And the thing she's told me over and over is how crazy people get with their money, obviously, and how they're assholes about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so is that part of the problem, too? I'm sure it was. It's,
I mean, sometimes customers were rude,
yeah.
but I mean,
When it comes to money,
as a bank teller, you can't react to
Right.
them the way you want to.
well, you can kill them, and then you gotta call your sister to come help bury the body. See, it all works out. Yeah, call Grandma Pat. She's solid. It sounds like
Dang,
so.
she would help. She would help. She
offered to drive.
Put the Sinatra on, baby, while we dig the hole. It's fine, you know. Dig this big hole.
She grew up around that mafia era. And being so close to New York, I guess she always says she took some trips to New York and they lived in the mob neighborhoods. So
I think a lot of them are mob neighborhoods. I don't know anything about New York, but I mean, it's pretty heavily, you know, maybe that's just a stereotype. I have no idea. So
nowadays, probably not as much, but
I think it's like more racial gangs than mobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so like depending on what neighborhood you're in. So, all right, both great answers. Oh, no, I didn't ask you. Sorry. Brandon, what's the first job you hated?
I had to be pretty strategic as well with this one, but I said mowing lawns.
Yeah.
Mowing lawns in the middle of the summer is just...
Great way to get a tan.
Yeah, it is.
Great way to get a tan, but it's also...
And a heat stroke.
Just awful. Yeah, the heat stroke, just... you don't want to do it, and the only good time to do it in the summer would be in the morning.
Right.
It's summer. You don't want to wake up in the morning.
Right.
So,
right.
That's probably when I found my most conflict was just mowing lawns.
That's tough, though.
It's an easy job, but it was just awful.
My godson's mowing lawns right now. He's been mowing mom and dad's lawn, and he's got a couple ladies that are just like Nazis about it. You know what I mean? So he's understandable. This is what work is, dude. You're gonna have this shit for the next 50 years of your life, so get used to it now. You know?
People are rude about it. Like nowadays, everybody just be rude about certain things, but lawns, people can either be nonchalant about them or really, really rude about them.
Right. That's just like my house, and the lawn's horrible, so who gives a shit? So, all right. Next question, Brandon. What is the first movie that made you visibly emotional?
I Can Only Imagine. I don't know if you guys know that movie.
It's the Christian movie, right?
Yeah.
I never saw it, but I know the theater was massive. Like, it sold it like 4 days in a row.
4 days in a row, yeah.
What is it about?
It's about this kid who his dad was super, super hard on him. And he grew up playing football until one day he couldn't play football. And it's like, manly household.
Yeah.
One day, to get credits, he had to sign up for a class, music, like a vocal class.
Mm-hmm.
He got really good at singing. Didn't want to tell his dad. His dad found out, his dad found out and was just really bad about it. And then he left, got really good at singing, came back, and his dad had cancer.
Oh, shit.
And they got really close, like, with the Lord. His dad got really close to the Lord. Started really getting close, and then one day his dad just died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
That was just like just notes. That's just a little just notes from it. You gotta watch it.
That's like 5-6 years old now, right? By now?
Oh, it's probably older.
Really?
It's a really, really good movie.
Were you guys working at the theater when that was?
Yeah.
Oh, so it is older. So yeah.
Yeah, I watched it 4 times in a row.
Did you?
Yeah.
Just from the press box or whatever you call it.
Upstairs, the projector box.
Yeah, the projector box. I watched it up there every day.
Oh, that's cool.
Every day it went on.
You guys miss working at the theater?
Yeah,
No.
I do.
Yeah.
I like the theater a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the free movies or what?
Not even that. Just like the little kids who would come in watching great movies with their families, and that was just always cool to me. And the way the theater changed.
Right.
Like, I remember going when I was a kid, and the theater was super run down. Not really run down, like when Joe owned it.
Oh, a little rundown.
But like just real old, and then how much it had changed from like when he gave it to the city council or whatever, the chamber
of Commerce, yeah.
And how much the chamber changed it. And it was just really cool to see that. So
right. Movie theaters are tough nowadays, though. I mean, they're not what they once were.
It's so easy just to buy it at home.
It's so easy just to buy it at home. You want to support local business, but I mean, usually Marvel movies, I'll go check out this theater because they're pretty good about bringing them right away, but that's tough. Reiley, what's the first movie that made you visibly emotional?
So there's a lot of movies that have made me cry in my life.
Are you a crier?
I am. Well, it's like I get so attached to the characters in the movie that it's like I feel like I'm in it with them.
Right.
So I've probably cried at like so many movies, but ones that I like remember the earliest is probably like The Notebook or Titanic.
All right.
Because those had like, I don't know, those were just such like big movies at the
Right.
time, and I was old enough to finally remember.
Okay, you've been young for Titanic, right?
Probably, yeah.
What year were you born?
2002.
So yeah, yeah, 'cause you were like 98, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was the 90s. So
When did the Notebook? Well, I've never watched the Notebook.
what? Because you're not a girl. It's not a girl. That's why.
I haven't been forced to watch it yet.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a pretty good movie. It's
Yeah, it's about like these two people and their life together, basically.
right.
Everything that they went through, and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a pretty cool story. It's not too
Yeah.
bad. It's not something I'd watch religiously over and over, but I enjoyed it when I watched it. I went and saw Titanic in the theater because I'm old. And there was a point where I got all kinds of stares because I laughed my ass off when the Titanic dips on and it's bobbing like this. Some dude falls off the side and whacks his ass on a rudder. Ba-boom. And I said to myself, that's what would happen to me. So I'd be on as I'm drowning. You know, it'd be like double shitty. You know what I mean? So I showed up to heaven. They're like, oh, Larry, here's your helmets. That cloud over there with the bars on it, that's yours now, buddy. Look at the rudder. Yeah, yes, you did get the rudder real hard in the head, bud. So, but I started laughing, and they was like, "Holy shit!" And everybody's like, oh, "People are dying." It was a movie. Calm down. But the Titanic was a pretty good movie. It really was, you know. So
I think it was a hard movie to sit through all the way, though.
it was
Especially being young, watching it. I mean, because
3 hours.
I was born in 2004.
Right.
So being so young watching it, like around them, it was just like 3 hours.
When that movie came out, it
long.
crushed, man. It was massive.
Oh yeah.
Went out to Vegas, 2017. They had the Titanic display there. Mm-hmm. It was pretty cool, man. It was in the Luxor. It was pretty cool to see all the Titanic stuff and the stuff they brought up from the bottom of the ocean and stuff. It was pretty neat. But yeah, I can see crying pretty hard. Those are pretty cry-worthy movies.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, Brandon. I know you were last time. Reiley, what obstacle in life continues to challenge you?
I feel just like continuing to grow
Yeah.
as a person,
Okay.
you know, like, but I also feel like personal growth is something that you always have to go through, like, no matter what.
Right.
So it's like you just have to continue.
Yeah.
You just got to keep going. You got to get through whatever you're going through, and, you know.
See, it's like a lesson you have to continue to learn,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. That's tough.
And I mean, because, like, life hits you every day no matter
Right.
what with
Right.
different things. So
Right.
it's like, do you want to just take it, or do you want to take it and do something with it?
Right.
So you just have to navigate it.
It's tough. Tony Robbins has that quote that says, humans' biggest problem is that they feel they should have no problems. So it's tough every day when problems arise. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. How about you, Brandon? What's the obstacle in life you continue to challenge, that continues to challenge you? Sorry.
I would just try and say just being patient.
Really? You struggle with patience?
I'm a person who just wants to get where I want to go and just be done with it. Obviously, God has a plan for all of us,
Sure.
mapped already out.
Right.
It makes it very hard for someone like me, young enough to still have a lot of options,
Right.
to stick on one thing that's going to take a long time.
Right.
So, like, it's very easy for me to change my path, and I wouldn't say I'm money driven, but I want to make money.
Of course.
And being in school, you're just losing money.
Well, you're a
So
college
it's-
student. You're supposed to be poor. That's part of the part of the
Yeah.
fun, right?
So it's hard to just remember to slow down. You're gonna get there,
Right.
eventually. So I just say, overall patience. Just trying to take your time, enjoy the suck.
Right.
I think that's the saying, like embrace the suck or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But
That's completely true, and want to make money. There's nothing wrong with that, Brad. I mean, you don't think money's important? Try living without it. You know,
yeah,
it's tough, and it's funny. I never answered this question on any of the podcasts, but I actually agree with you. That's what I struggle with, is my patience.
yeah.
And the older you get, the less patience you have with all kinds of shit. I can promise you that. Like, I lose my patience a lot now. And I gotta like calm myself down. And be like, okay, Larry,
Yeah.
goose fraba, dude, goose fraba. You know, so yeah, it's that's a tough one, man. Well, that's our 12 questions, guys.
Dang.
Oh, really?
That went quick.
Pretty easy peasy, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys have a question you want to add to the list? Did you ever think of one? I don't know if I hit you up for this or not.
I don't think you asked us, but we'll think about one really quick.
You don't have to. You can think about it and text me later, and I'll put it on the list, and I'll give you guys credit for the question you bring. So I've had one person give me one already, and that's Matt Gordon. It's going to come here in like a week or two. But
Leak it right now.
Okay. It's
we'll answer it.
How would you... I want to see you answer this. This is a thinker. This
well,
is
I'll answer
a
it.
thinker.
I'll answer it.
How would you describe color to a blind person?
Oh,
you guys, you geniuses. I'm sorry. Please, by all means, fill me in.
Touch on it first.
How would you do it?
a feeling.
Like, what do you mean?
So blind people, they feel. They
Right.
feel to, like, get around everything.
Right.
So blue usually is, like, perceived as sad. Something that's sad. So, or I guess a feeling, emotion, something like that. Red, angry,
Okay.
yellow, happy, pink, something like that. It's like bright.
But what textures would you do to distinguish between them, Reiley?
I mean, red, you'd have something that's sharp, pokey, like stickers, something like that. Blue, something like soft or silky.
I never thought about that. That's a good. Yeah, okay. That's different. I haven't heard that one yet. How about you, Brandan?
I would look at more like, instead of like anger, like red anger, blue sad, I would be like orange. You feel it, it's warm. It's the sun,
But how would that not be yellow or red?
I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, you can figure out the colors later.
Yeah.
Like, I would do like more like green, feel grass,
Okay.
Because I think like colorblind people, have you ever watched those videos where they put on their colorblind glasses and they just start crying because they can see they can see the color. So I would be like, I would just try and do that, like more modern day things instead. I mean, yeah, you could do the red, angry.
Right.
But, I mean, what do you see when you look up blue sky?
Right.
So I think of something kind of fluffy, soft,
Okay.
nice.
I like that.
Yeah, I would.
One thing real quick, those videos get me all sappy too. Like, the ones that always get me are the baby with the cochlear implants, where the baby hears their parents' voice for the first time.
That's so sad. Yeah.
Or the glasses, when they put glasses on babies and they can finally see.
Yeah.
I get that,
Yeah.
I get all, I had to think about this question when Matt asked it. Here's how I would do it. I'd do it through food.
Oh, yeah.
Spicy red, yellow mustard, real tart. Mustard. You know what I'm saying? Like for green, it would be something very minty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how I would explain to somebody. Because when he first asked, I was like, "Well, shit, man, I need a college degree to do this podcast." But
Yeah.
if you guys have questions like that, please bring them forward, and I'll start
I have
peppering
one
them.
for you.
What's that?
What do you think in your life you've taken most advantage of?
That's a great question.
That is a good one.
Like, for me, I would say, like, certain things like my sight, my hearing. I mean, you don't wake up or you don't go to sleep thinking you're not going to see tomorrow.
So are you saying most advantage or take most for granted?
Oh, granted, more advantage. You could play
Okay.
it both ways, but like advantage, like you don't think tomorrow you're not going to be able to feel your right arm, or
Right.
I mean, and that can happen quick.
What do you take most for granted? I like that.
Yeah.
I will throw that in there. Remind me before we leave. I'll put it in my little notes. So
Okay.
All right.
But yeah.
Before we end, though, I do want to say thank you to the Brush Emporium, as we always do. 210 Clayton Street. Make sure you come on down here. You actually get to see Reiley sometimes down here.
4 days this coming week if you want to.
Yeah. Reiley will hook you up. Not hook you up. Let's not get crazy, okay? You got to pay for this shit, okay? It's not free to them. But 210 Clayton Street, these are amazing people. They've allowed us to do this podcast down here, and we're heading on almost a year and a half down here, the podcast. It's been very cool. It's family-owned business here in Brush, Colorado. And what's the B thing? It's like antiques now.
It's the
Brush Epic Emporium.
Yeah, the Brush Epic Emporium.
But it's mostly antique stuff now, right? Like,
Yeah, Steiner's has all the antiques.
Yeah, if you want
high-end antiques, at least.
Yeah, well, come in if you're an antiquer. Great place to come down. You're shopping local. You're supporting a local family. It's been awesome. What's the phone number here?
970-467-94.
I'll just look it up.
I don't
You can ask my friend Google too if you want to. But they come down here. They have great food. Everybody comes down here for the podcast. Always remarks on the pizza, the pasta. You guys are doing baked potatoes now.
Yeah.
They have the ice cream. I know it's not ice cream weather, but they have the ice cream down here. What else is the big seller around here now?
Mozzarella sticks are pretty popular.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You throw wings in there?
Yeah,
Wings. How do I forget the wings?
Wings.
Well, every time Josh Finley's on this podcast, he just gets wings, and he's towards the end he's doing this because he's thinking about those damn wings.
Yeah.
So he's no longer in the conversation, you know. But please come down 210 Clayton Street if you support this podcast. If you enjoy this podcast, please make sure you come down and support the people who make this possible. Also, if you like what you see today, on the bottom right hand corner of the screen, there's a little red dot. That's our subscribe button. Go ahead and click that for you. It's a big click for us, but it's a small click for you, but a big click for us. I messed that up. You know, I just want you to click it, okay? Let's not get crazy. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
And if you have a question you want me to add, Reiley, please, by all means, you can reach out to me later on personal message, whatever, and just throw it out there. But I'll make sure that when it gets on there, I really like that question. So, anyway, I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Brandan Lake.
Reiley Lake.
And we'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Peace.